discussions. And I don't mind disagreeing with people. I don't mind people getting passionate, and but as long as the discussion is fruitful, it is based on substance, I don't mind coming to the park. But that has changed recently, unfortunately. And it needs to, the sanctity of the park or the value of the park needs to be brought back. The park is a very old place, 150 years, a tradition of dialogues, discussions, speeches. Speakers used to come here on ladders, they used to speak, used to be very vibrant 5 to 10 years ago. Now, because of the media, the social media, the YouTube dimensions or dynamics, things have changed, unfortunately. A lot of people have started coming here for attention seeking. They want to be famous, they just want to get famous at the expense of YouTube channels. So it's kind of lost its purpose.
Do you think the purpose of Speaker's Corner is?
I think the purpose of Speaker's Corner is to speak freely. Speak your mind, speak intelligently, have dialogues, discussions, educate people. The primary purpose is education, so that education is not barred. People used to come here back in the day, deliver speeches for education. The primary purpose is education. When that purpose is not being fulfilled anymore, then obviously that purpose needs to be reinvented or reintroduced or revived.
How do you hope to achieve that?
By focusing on intelligent discussions, not focusing on people who are not interested in that. What's happening is the media, a lot of YouTube channels are filming or catching useless discussions. And I know that gets hits. When it comes to the short-term level, these discussions or entertainment matches do get hits, but in the long run, they don't serve the purpose of education. There comes a time when you hit stop. People are sick of jokers. They want to learn. Human soul is by nature inquisitive. It wants to learn. It wants to be fed. And the best food is education, is knowledge. And it doesn't come from jokers. It comes from serious proponents of ideas. So that's why if the channels focus on serious discussions, serious people with substance, then of course things will change and the sanctity of the park will be maintained.
What's your reasons for coming to the park?
Education. Purely education. There's no other reason. I'm not here for fame. I'm not here. In fact, a lot of the people have advised me that because the park has become a fish market, it has lost its sanctity. You need to stop going because you don't belong there anymore. You're the kind of guy who needs to do lectures in universities and institutions and not lose your sense of dignity in the park. And I agree to an extent. But so long as I can communicate respectfully, honorably, I will continue coming on and off. Otherwise, I will have to say bye to the park.
What's been your general experience interacting with people in the park?
Generally, mostly I've had good discussions. I've had many good discussions with a number of people from different backgrounds. I've had discussions with Christians, with Jewish people, with atheists, with people with black supremacy on the mind, and even people from the right-wing background, some racist right-wing people. They've come to the park. We've discussed things with them. We've shown them conclusively as to how naive the approach is to humans in general. So I've had discussions. Some of my experiences have been unpleasant, unfortunately, because of the manners of the people, but that's part of the game. Yeah.
How do you feel you're getting perceived in the park by others?
I don't know. Everyone sees me differently. Some people think that I am a reasonable person. Others think that I deliberately deceive people. It's up to them what they want to think of. I, as a Muslim, I believe that I cannot possibly deceive people. I don't see any point in that because we believe that the blessings of God are lifted from lies. When you lie to people, when you deliberately deceive people, the blessings are lifted. So we believe in the blessings of God. In order to educate people about Islam and about Muslims, we have to speak the truth. as the Quran commands us. Oh, you believe, speak straight. That's what the Quran states. So we have to follow the Quran. But people see me differently in the park, and they are free to have their opinions. And I mean no bad. I don't mean any harm to anyone. All I want is peace and love for humanity. I love humans in general. I have special love for the Muslims because I see Muslims to be my brothers and sisters in faith, of course, in faith. Other humans don't share that faith, but I still have love for them. And because of that love, I come to the park to share my faith with them. Whether they accept or not is another question altogether. But at least they can appreciate, they can understand why we believe in Islam, why we are Muslims. And one of the things I really stress on when it comes to Muslim speakers in the park is to maintain their manners, because by their bad manners, if they do have them, they give a bad name to the Prophet of Islam, who was an epitome of good manners. The Prophet of Islam, if you study his history, he was a man of great manners. In fact, when he would speak to someone, he would turn entirely. He wouldn't turn his neck and speak to people as if he doesn't respect them. Rather, when he spoke to even his opponents, he turned entirely to give his full attention. That's a very simple gesture which we learn from his life. You don't find that usually with humans, with people, but this is how he was. He taught us manners. In fact, one of the recent authors, Leslie Hazelton, wrote a book on the Prophet. And the author states on the very first page that it seems that Muhammad had a stiff neck. Why? Because he would turn entirely to speak to people. But it wasn't stiff neck, it was his manners that he turned to people. He would smile. He taught the value of smiling, being pleasant, being compassionate, being generous. And this is why we're here, you know. This is what I think I'm here. We are weak, we are humans, we make mistakes. Sometimes our passions are provoked. But generally, we try our best to convey the message of Islam as best as possible.
Do you ever think about how your presence might be affecting the dynamics of the park?
I don't know why. I'm not that important. I'm just a contributor, a humble servant of education and knowledge. I'm pretty sure there are many intelligent people here. I don't see myself as someone important in the park, and I'm being very honest about that. I'm not being humble here. I don't think my presence or absence makes any difference. The park will continue. The park was there before me. The park will be there after me. So whether I come or not, it makes no difference. But I do like the park. Park has made me what I am, right? It is the discussions and the dialogues and the questions I have been asked in the park instigated my pursuit of knowledge. I went away, I looked for the answers, I found the answers, I came back. Park made me what I am. So I do love the park.
What do you think the future of Speaker's Corner will be?
I think Speaker's Corner will change with times. You know, there were no cameras before. There was no social media before. Hardly anyone knew about the park. Now the park is a global phenomenon. A lot of people know about the park. Hundreds of thousands of people, millions in fact, millions. Some of our videos have had millions of hits. So it has now become a global phenomenon. It's a well appreciated platform which must be maintained. Its sanctity must be maintained. And I think people who want violence, who want to disrupt the peace in the park for whatever reason, are to be ignored and completely sidelined. Because they're not here for serious purpose. They're here to cause trouble and cause problems, as we have seen recently. Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to say in general?
In general, my message is to keep it up, keep going, and maintain your manners. Disagree by all means, but disagree respectfully, honorably, not resort to personal insults, to violence, of course not. Do not resort to unpleasant means. If you disagree respectfully, and when you part from each other every Sunday in the evening, part with love and compassion. Have no hard feelings. I know channels, they have their audiences. A lot of the people comment unpleasant things. Obviously, they don't understand the spirit of the park. And if anything, these audiences, they should appreciate the fact that people are taking the time out, they're coming to the park. Those who are serious, They want to educate them. They're not here for insults. So I think keep it up. Definitely. You know, a lot more will be coming. There will be people in the future who will be coming here to share their knowledge and their education, and we should cherish that. Okay? Thank you so much. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.